G'day everyone. Today we're outside enjoying a bit of the sunshine today, even though it's a bit fresh out. It's a nice sunny day. And what I was going to talk about today is I've been building a double straight module, and I was just painting it up, and I thought, oh, I'll just create a short little video on sort of the paints I use and how I go about it. So I've built the module, glued it all up, and then I've used timber filler to fill in any nail holes that I've got in there and around the sides, whatever, and then sanded that down so I get a nice sort of smooth as you can finish around the module. And then to start with, because I use the MDF material to build mine, I use an MDF type sealer paint on the side, something like this, and actually says in the instructions that it's made for MDF as well, so that's quite good. And that goes basically I only need to do one coat of that, and I'll just use a normal roller to do that, because that gives a fairly good finish. Now if you're not sure of what paint to get, I suggest you ask at your local paint store and they'll supply you with the right paint. So once we've done that, we'll then give it a light sand with 240 or 320 grit sandpaper just around the side, just lightly, and then that'll be ready for the top coat. So this undercoat's just basically white. So the top coat basically, because I'm using the Australian Trak standards, say to use a wilderness, sorry about that noise in the background, wilderness colour, which is pretty much this one. So it says wilderness, sort of that greeny colour there. Now that's that brand. That's quite good coverage with that one. I would avoid the cheaper brands because they tend to be a bit thinner. I used to use this brand, which is available here in Australia, but I can't seem to find anyone that sells me this anymore. This was really good coverage for this, and it was a similar price to this one, but this one's pretty good too. So that's the Dulux Wilderness, just for around the sides of the module. And make sure you use this outside or in a well ventilated area. You don't want to be using that in an enclosed space. So then once you've sprayed that, then you do the top. So basically I do normally 2 or 3 coats of this one, spray on the sides, just enough to sort of, you'll know when it's done, it's all covered nicely, and you'll see it's all similar all the way around. So once you've done that, I would then go and give this top bit of sand again, because you'll have some overspray on there and you want to sort of get a little bit of that off, because a lot of it will just be loose. And then underneath here, the guidelines mentions several colours, and basically use this safari dust, and you just get a sample pot with the acrylic paint. So that's the colour there. Cheapest way to get a sample pot, that'll last quite a while. And even with the sprays, I think you can get a few modules out of those. So they're pretty handy, and you don't need to wash any rollers or brushes for that. You really only need to wash your roller out when you do the undercoat. And I use these foam ones. They say they're disposable, but I find that if I wash them out, I can use them a few times rather than throw them away every time. So that's basically it. That's basically what I use to paint my modules. Like, I'm sure other people do it different ways, but that's just how I go about it. So I hope you found it useful, and yeah, happy building. See you next time.